1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 24 says,
"The one who calls you is faithful,
"The one who calls you is faithful,
and he will do it."
and he will do it." This verse speaks to me because this promise I have seen in my life very recently.
This promise has been the foundation of many of the decisions I've made in my life. The jobs that he's called me to, the opportunities that he's provided, the people that he has put in my life, I believe all connect to this promise.
I just completed my first year of college, but coming into this first year, I had a plan completely different than what ended up happening. I knew exactly where I wanted to go to school, what I wanted to major in, where I wanted to live in an apartment off campus, where I wanted to go to work and to church. I had everything planned out. And none of that involved Keene, Texas. See, I'd grown up here forever and I thought that it was my time to leave. I was ready to leave. And in order for this plan to work, I needed to be a college sophomore so that I could live off campus. And graduating high school, after completing several college classes, I realized that I was 2 credits short of being a sophomore. And for me, that was devastating. I was so ready to get on with my plan, but I decided to stay here for one more semester and attend Southwestern and then transfer to my university in the spring. Before I had even started my first day at Southwestern, I already had the acceptance to the public university. And so I came to school with the mentality of biding my time. But over the course of that semester, I got more involved with my church and with my school ministry. And I was able to minister not only to my student body and to my church family, but also to the community of Keene. And I realized over the course of the semester that this is where I was supposed to be. This is where I'm meant to be. This is where God wants me to be. And I realized that while I was so upset about those 2 credits, it was the perfect opportunity for God to put me where I needed to be.
Knowing that God has a purpose and plan has given me confidence that I've been called for something greater than I can even understand sometimes. And I just have to be willing to let him work in my life. God wants good things for us. It reminds me of Romans 8:28. All things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are called according to his purpose. He has a purpose for me, and he is faithful. Pastor Michael loves catchy phrases, so I'll throw one out for him. If God brings you to it, he will bring you through it. And it kind of sounds like one of those cheesy sayings you would see on a poster in Bible class, but it's honestly kind of a powerful thing to hold on to. Knowing there is nothing too challenging for God. There's nothing that he's going to call us to that he's not going to help us through. And there's no situation that we can put ourselves in that he can't overcome. Because maybe we lose sight of that purpose. We're not sure what it is and we create our own challenges. God is still there and he is willing to help see it through.
And that is what I've learned most, and what I can see reflected in this verse is, even though what I thought was a failure, to me, it was actually the perfect opportunity for God to work and show me where I was meant to be.
I have so much peace because of this promise. It changes the way I view obstacles and challenges in life.
My life has changed as a result of this. I've been able to minister more to people around me, and I've been able to build relationships with people who value God and their relationship with God as much as I do. And above all, my relationship with God has deepened. And I've realized that I don't have to have a plan for everything. God has a much bigger and much more important plan for me. And all I have to do is be willing to put aside my plans in order for him to use me in a way that brings others closer to him and strengthens me.
What I take away from this verse, and what I hope others take away from it as well, is peace. Trusting in God gives the ultimate peace. When things are falling apart around you, when the world seems to be getting crazier by the minute, knowing that God has a purpose, that He has a plan for good, brings peace.
And it's also an opportunity for me to grow as an individual. God enjoys putting people in ministry in uncomfortable situations to grow themselves, and that is something that I can see in this text. He calls me to minister, and in that, I'm going to be a little bit uncomfortable.
Being able to trust in that because He is faithful. Taking the time to talk to Him, listen to Him, and follow Him answering that call.
And that is an important message that I want people to hear when they hear my testimony and when they read this verse, is God has a plan for us. He will call us in one way or another. He has a plan. He will use us. All we have to do is be willing to listen and to move.
And whatever He calls you to, He is faithful and He will do it.